Okay, so here we go, Movement Monday. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the squat. Again, one of those primary functional movement patterns that we should all be, reasonably good at. I'm not too concerned about getting, as they say, butt to grass, down really deep into a squat. I don't think that's really the key outcome of what we're going to discuss today. I think everybody, no matter what their age, should be good at squatting. And there are some basic components that they have to think about when actually trying to learn them, for one, and then to also not only master them, but also apply them to other activities such as squats at the gym, squatting down to pick up your grandchildren. There's a whole variety of different things that it comes into play on a daily basis. So the thing I look at is that if you also squat properly, you're going to literally bulletproof your low back and your knees. You're going to really protect them. Because those connecting parts of the body need to rely upon the moving parts, your hips and ankles, and let's say upper thoracic spine, to actually let you do the movement pattern safely using the bigger muscle groups. All right, so enough of that. Let's get into actually how the squat should appear. So body weight wise, I always like to think of just having my stance just maybe outside of my hips. The hips are going to sit in here, so my feet are just going to be slightly outside from that. I don't turn them out a lot. I want them actually just turned out just slightly, maybe 2 degrees off the center line, and pretty much lined up. A lot of times people will have one back or one forward, so you want to sort of line them up with something. What I want to think about is it's an ankle motion, so the ankles are going forward, and then at the same time the hips are driving backwards. So it's really kind of like a hinge with a ankle forward position as well too. So a little bit of a chair pose in yoga, followed with a hinge of a deadlift, okay? So setting ourselves in position, ankles forward, hips go back, we drive down nice and low, try to keep the trunk nice and tall, stand up and squeeze everything. So you want to get completely extended everywhere. So you want to feel tension in the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, right down to pushing into the ground with the feet, and the upper body nice and tight too. Okay, so back down, ankles forward, hips back, up we go. Ankles forward, hips back, up we go. So there's the body weight one. So we can use things to help us get better at it. So first off, we have resistance bands. This particular group comes in 3 different resistances. We've got a black one, which is easy. Blue is the middle one. The pink is the hardest, okay? So essentially, what we're gonna start with today, not essentially, but we're just gonna start with the blue one. So we're gonna set it on. So the toughest part is just getting them on sometimes, a little awkward. There we go, step into it. I'm going to bring the band above my knees, and then when I get into position, same as I did before with that tension in the body, I want to create resistance or some tension here. All right, so now, not only thinking about ankles forward, hips back, but I'm going to also push my knees outward, okay? So the action is ankles forward, hips back, knees out. Upper back just follows along, okay? Back we go again. As when we stand up, we squeeze all the muscle tissue from top to bottom. So squeeze your glutes, extend your hips, lock your knees, back down, up again, okay? Now, from there, we can actually apply resistance bands in a different position. So what we're gonna do is take 2 heavy bands. You could do 1 to start, or 2 if you like. I'll just show you with 2. I'm gonna put it across each shoulder, like this. So I've created an X, and then I'm gonna bend myself down, and I'm going to hook one under that foot, and then I'm going to do the same with the one on the other side. Tuck it under my feet. There we go. The fun part is the initial setup here. I got lots of resistance from the band, so I'm going to step up into them, make sure they're not cutting off your circulation to your neck or pinching it. So now I have a lot of tension, so I'm actually having to keep myself up by pushing upward, okay? So same principles apply, ankles forward, hips back, trunk nice and tight. Down we go, drive up, squeeze. So bands lose some resistance, gain a lot of resistance in the up position. Down and back up. Okay, good, feels right, feels really good actually. When you take them off, make sure you're down nice and low at first, slip them both off. There we go. All right, so from there, we're going to finish up with a couple of kettlebells. You can take dumbbells or kettlebells. Same position that we started in. What I'm going to do now is keep the weights close to my side here. Ankles forward, hips back, knees out, down nice and low. back up. Same move, nice and tight in the trunk. Okay. We can also take one weight only, set it into a goblet position, load up, drive up, squeeze. Ankles forward, hips back. Or like I like to say sometimes, hips go back and drop down too. It's another way to think about it. There we go, good. All right, give them a try.